We're live. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Town of New Baltimore work meeting. Today is Wednesday, February 25th. Can you all please stand for the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we're going to change the public comment to include a beginning of the meeting and the end of a meeting. So does anybody have any comments or anything they want to make thus far? Okay. Okay, I would like to thank the employees of the town for their support and their patience during this transition period. The professional staff of this town serve our residents every day, and I want to acknowledge them and the important roles that they play in keeping New Baltimore running day after day. I know that there have been some bumps, and I know that there's going to be some more, but I'm committed to learning more as I develop in the role as your town supervisor. I ran on transparency in government. There have been some issues that have hindered the transition, and I just want to make sure I share them with you because I believe it's important that you know. I didn't have access to the building on my own until the middle of January. It had to do with the alarm system. I had a key, but I couldn't set the alarm or to come in or out. So it took me a half a month to get that. I just met with the guy about the security camera. So I was advised that previous members had access to this surveillance camera until I changed the password last week. Now, whether that's the case or not, I have no idea, but I just want everybody to understand that. The other thing was I had to ask numerous times where I could find information. It's on the previous supervisor's computer, which was, everything was erased. Everything has been recovered. So now I'm able to go through things with the rest of the board. I just hope everybody continues having patience with this smooth transition that has not happened. Okay. Pat?
Thank you, Nadine. In February, I attended 9 committee meetings and legislative meeting number 2. And as we head towards spring, we also approach the completion of our new Green County Justice Center. We hope to occupy that building in the middle of April and currently stand a little over $1 million under budget. Built on the property that originally held the county jail, there were significant pitfalls to overcome regarding the property itself. Water and sewer lines were missing on former drawings, soil contamination, and unstable footing at the neighboring courthouse, inadequate natural gas pressure in the area, off-site staging, and some very ridiculous New York State DOT permits that were required. The Catskill Transfer Station Maintenance Building and Scale House are progressing nicely. This building should be weather tight by the end of the month. The Community Services Building in Caro is in the design phase currently, and we hope to put this out to bid out for bid in March. And we're also in the design phase for the Wyndham Transfer Station reconstruction project. Those three projects, we already have the funding for in fund balance, so there won't be any bonds there. We authorized several purchases for Greene County Highway and solid waste this month. We'll purchase one F-250 regular cab, 4 F-250 crew cabs, and 2 Ford F-600 XL dump trucks with dump bodies and plows. This $413,000 cost will be covered by fund balance with no bonding. We established the Greene County Technical Rescue Team at the request of multiple fire companies across the county. This is an improvement of the existing Twin Clothes team, but opens membership up to all departments. This team will perform specialized rope, high angle, confined space, trench, and confined space, again, operations. We reauthorized the agreement with the Greene County EMS Council to provide training for up to 20 EMT students, 20 new students. This winter has been relentless for our snow removal operations. Just this week, our employees removed plows and sanders from 7 trucks so we could haul road salt to our sheds. The New York State OGS vendor that supplies that salt is supposed to deliver within 3 days of placing an order. Just like last year, they failed to meet their requirements. So rather than run out, our employees picked up and delivered 600 tons of road salt on Tuesday.
Wow.
Plows and sanders were back on for use around the county this morning. And I want to thank our highway department for those extra efforts. It was a significant effort to get 6 or 7 trucks unoutfitted and then re-outfitted in a day. So kudos to them. The Veteran Services Agency is selling paver bricks as a fundraiser for upgrades to the Veterans Memorial at the historic Catskill Point. Bricks range from $60 to $150 and will help support the project. Applications can be downloaded from the Veteran Services page on the county website. We held our annual award ceremony this month. I was proud to present awards to Wes Benson, Highway Garage Manager, and Lee Gerber, Network Support Tech, as co-winners of the 2026 Employee of the Year Award. This year's Chairman's Award went to our amazing employment unit team from DSS. This team brought the county from 3% participation in the Community Work Experience Program in 2022 to 51% participation in 2025. Outstanding effort. And that team consisted of Laura Becker, Stacy Smith, Jessica Swart, Myasia Williams, and Sandra Francis. I also presented the 2026 Team of the Year Award to the tax office from the Treasurer's Office. This team handled the legwork for the first in-rem tax sale since 2023. This team, consisting of Maria LaRosa, Stacy Macklin, and Jennifer Niebling, processed 875 properties and collected $9,722,132.48 with their dedicated efforts. We were able to actually allow people to buy back, pay up their properties and come into payment plans. I believe when all things finally went to auction, I believe it was 47 pieces of property that were actually auctioned out of that 875.
Wow.
So they did a really good job at keeping people in their homes, getting them on a payment plan where they could keep their property, and making the county revenue at the same time. So kudos to them.
Yeah.
Any questions?
I have a question about that. So do we have any stats on that? Do we know age groups of people that, were able to keep their properties or?
I'd have to ask the treasurer.
Okay.
That's not a legislative thing, that's all on the treasurer, but I can find out what kind of records he has on it.
Yeah, I'd just be curious to know,
Yeah, I know they put a lot of effort and phone calls into talking with people just to find out what kind of plans they needed. We really don't want to be in the real estate business.
No,
So,
no, but it's also,
if somebody can keep their own home.
important to
We're
keep
good with
people in their home, more rural areas are have a higher percentage of people that are over 60, and so aging in place is very important. And
Yeah.
it's important for people to feel comfortable where they are. So
Yeah, I'll see what demographics he has.
I'd be super interested to know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Related to that, were these like, what, all across different towns, like was there a higher percentage in certain towns where these were?
Well, I mean, where your population centers are, but they were mixed around the county. Every town had them.
Was there a reason for this being the first of these sales since 2023?
There was a law change. The in-rem property sales, for many, many years, did not make us money. We always lost money, until we went to the auction house to set this stuff up and do it. It's a catch-22 for us. It's a positive and a negative. The sales from these in-rem tax sales, back in, I think it was 2007, the legislature passed a resolution that 20% of the profits, if there was profits from an auction, 20% of those profits went to the Wayne Steenberg Fund, which is where all of our grant money came from. It's not taxpayer dollars. It was all profits from the sale of properties. With this law change, almost 3 years ago now, when a property is sold, we can keep the profits that are above interest on having to cover the tax payments.
Sure.
Those sort. There's a few penalties that we can keep. Other than that, that money goes back to the homeowner that was on record or the property owner that was on record when that property was put up for auction.
Okay.
So that none of the profit anymore comes to the county. We still take the loss if there's not a profit,
Right.
but none of that comes to the county anymore. So that's why that law was in litigation for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So once they finally figured everything out, then we were able to have the in-rem property tax sales. We really didn't want to get into a situation where we were gonna have to pay back profits that were put out already.
Yeah, no.
So rather than taking a chance on that, we just moved on, and waited for the legal process to take place.
So this program that got not only kept people in their homes, also looks like it's a better return for the county overall. Because you don't have to send that money out. You're keeping people in their residences.
Well, we're still sending the money out. We're still covering the taxes no matter what.
Right, okay,
So we still have to pay them. It's just at the end of whenever properties wind up getting auctioned, none of the extra efforts come back to the town,
gotcha.
which is why the Steenberg Grant Fund is dwindling and will go away.
Interesting. Okay,
Right?
thank you.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you.
Okay, the highway superintendent, he's not able to be here. He's been out sick. But he wanted me to bring up the 284 agreement that we had voted on a couple of meetings back. He actually was able to get a cheaper price from Peckham. So the difference from the original agreed was $7,806.71. So we just have to correct me if I'm wrong, just re-sign this agreement with the lesser amount. Am I correct?
We need to vote, I think, and amend
But even though it's less.
it. Yeah.
Right, that's what the town attorney said, that you don't need to have a new resolution or even an amendment as long as it's less. If it was more,
Okay.
that would be a different story.
Okay.
But the goal is to spend less money.
And that he did.
What was the old number?
$119,206.66.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so we'll just sign this one here. Thank you. Town clerk.
3 CO search compliance residential, 375, 8 building permits, $3,051.40, 1 easy pass tag, 25, 1 fishing license, 28 cents, 15 dog licenses, $96, 1 late dog fee, $5, 1 fire inspection, $100, 1 demolition permit, $75, 6 minor subdivisions, $450, 4 certified copies, $40, 1 commercial zoning, $200. Total state, county, and local revenues, $4,439.40. $17 to the New York State Department of Ag and Markets for the spay neuter program. $4.72 to the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation for hunting fishing licenses. Total to supervisor, $4,417.68. The town clerk's office collected to date $2,980,179.53 in taxes, $1,110.52 in penalties, for a total of $2,981,290.05, representing 77% collected. Remaining uncollected is $896,774.07. The last day to collect is July 31st, 2026. For water districts 2 and 3, we are currently collecting 2% for the fourth quarter of 2025, sewers collecting 2% for the first half of 2026. So my office has been very busy. We've collected almost $3 million in a little over maybe 45 days. So I appreciate you, Jess, and I appreciate April. And
I
Sandy.
appreciate you too, Jess.
It's a lot of hours, it's a lot of work, it's very intensive, and that's all we concentrate on, is just getting the taxes, water, and sewer taken in, because we're also under mandate of 24 hours to deposit. So I appreciate their hard work and the dedication we have to the residents of the town and board.
It's a good team.
It's a very
They're
good
very
team,
good people.
and we get along really well.
Thank you, Barb.
Barbara, off the wall question. Are you happy with the software I think you're using for the tax payment?
We are using that, and actually Jess is working on now an upgrade. She was on with BAS this afternoon, back on Friday, and they were actually told us we couldn't use it for about a half an hour while they made some upgrades. So it's ever changing, and it is very helpful for the tax program of collecting. We'll go over $3 million this year.
Does it save you labor?
Yes, it does, and it calculates everything. It calculates the penalties, it calculates the notice fees, it calculates everything. Most clerks have it.
Thank you.
Historian report.
I think we could probably back up because we have Alan's written report here that we could read in his absence. Do you or Danny want to do that? You have another report?
Okay, highway report for January 26th through February 18th, 2026. 127, all in all, 4 a.m. for light snow, plowed and salted all roads. Cleared snow at town hall is needed. Plowed nature trail. Cleaned up snow around highway garage. Repaired air leak on 2013 International. 128, applied sand and salt mixture to all roads in the morning and scraped clear in the afternoon. Sent 1 truck and 2 guys to help Village of Coxsackie with snow removal on Mansion Street. 129, met with supervisor and deputy supervisor to discuss highway topics. January 30th, repaired intake fuel line for highway garage furnace. It has been working fine since. February 2nd, knocked down icicles at town hall. Hauled in more washed screenings from Callanan for snow and ice control. Replaced pump handle on diesel fuel tank. Washed some trucks. Picked up wing blades from Northern Supply. February 5th. Cleaned snow from new steps and walkway in front of Town Hall. Completed item required per our permit inspection. Went to Columbia County to look at rollback truck. February 7th, all in at 4 a.m. Plowed and salted all roads, extremely windy day. Called in one employee to clear large snowdrift on Southbridge Road. February 8th, checked all plow routes for drifting and cleared where needed. February 9th, pushed back snowbanks on all roads. Replaced windshield wipers on 2023 F-350. Repaired backup lights on 1997 International plow truck. Picked up broken file cabinet from Town Hall and put in metal dumpster. Moved large snowbanks at intersections with loader for visibility issues. Danny, can you finish this?
Yep,
Thank you.
greased all trucks and loader, cleaned out parts and filters room and updated equipment list, replaced broken sideboard on 1996 International dump truck, picked up donated fridge for highway garage, updated incident accident report forms and sent to board for approval. We will now use the same procedures and forms as the New York State Department of Transportation, including a checklist to determine whether drug and/or alcohol testing is required. Had New York State inspection done on 1996 International and 2011 F-350. Brought case tractor inside to do some brake work on it. Checked trucks over for possible snow this week. We would like to ask the board to consider allowing the Highway Department to open an account with Harbor Freight Tools, which would allow us to purchase tools at a large discount compared to other retailers. I have included examples of the savings on certain tools to the board with this request, which he has, and I have those documents. Respectfully submitted, Alan Van Wormer, Highway Superintendent.
And we can review these documents, and then come back with it to tell him at the next meeting if you prefer.
Yeah, does that require a resolution, or is that something the supervisor can just sign off on?
It's a policy change, so it has to have a resolution.
Thank you. So, that's a TBD. I believe you sent that to all of us, though.
What's that?
The price comparison list, I believe you sent to all of us.
Yeah, you sent it to all of us to look at.
Yeah.
And go over, and then you'll have to determine if you wanna do that. And chat with Alan about it, and then a resolution will be needed.
So we'll go back to that one.
Yeah,
I
we
do
need
have
the
a
updated,
historian thing, what are you doing?
we need the updated forms to put on the website.
Yeah, they're in here, so we just have to review them and make sure. So they're okay. The other thing I wanted to say about the highway department is kudos to them for the work they've done, the many hours that they've put in. And I understand that there are townspeople who have messed up grass and things like that. It will be fixed in the spring. If anybody has any concerns, please call and leave me a message here at the town hall. I'll be more than happy to discuss it with anybody. Okay, and you have a historian?
Yeah, it's not so much a report, but Barb had forwarded this just before the last meeting, and I held on to it until now. So the historian wanted to let us know that on June the 6th of this year, the Greene County Historical Society is once again holding the annual Homes Tour. But they're going to include New Baltimore, and apparently the last time that it included New Baltimore was the year of the bicentennial in 2011. So this is a pretty big deal. And as happened in 2011, the Historical Society wants to be able to use this like as a home base for people to check in, and they could use the facilities, whatever the case may be. So they want, Ted's asking if the town hall could be used in that effect. And the Historical Society would need somebody to, of course, make sure that the building is open and that the alarm is turned off. They would provide the volunteer staff the entire time that this is going on. And then, of course, someone would need to lock up and make sure that we're alarmed again at 4:00. And so he's just looking for some thoughts on that. Let him know if he needs to make a formal request to the town board, and is hoping to hear back from everyone.
Would that need a resolution, Barb, or just a request
I
to use
would,
the town
I
hall?
would, because you're covered with insurance and
Liability
everything.
insurance.
But there's also a form that if
Right.
there's more than 50 people that,
Right.
so we'll send those out to
And do you keep a calendar for who needs to use it? Okay.
them. Oh, yeah. Yes, the park rentals are coming next, approaching.
Everybody's dreaming of no snow.
You hear that?
Maybe he'll let us know too, like, because I don't know how they choose what homes are on the tour, or,
That's up to them. Yeah, they'll give us a list.
okay.
I think one time there's a little booklet that they have.
Well, that's nice. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Animal control.
Okay, Sherry Vieta, our dog control officer, recently had her inspection done by the New York State Department of Agriculture and Markets and was given a satisfactory, rating. And these are the findings. Equipment is available for proper capture and holding is yes. Dogs are held and transported safely, yes. Equipment maintained in clean and sanitary condition, yes. Veterinary care is provided when necessary, yes. Dogs are euthanized humanely, yes. Complete seizure and disposition records are maintained for all seized dogs, yes. And there's a couple of things that aren't applicable. Owners of identified dogs are properly notified. And so, yeah, she's gotten a satisfactory review by the State of Ag and Markets for this year. One other quick thing is I've already gotten quite a few inquiries about people wanting the mobile spay and neuter ban to come back this year. And I told them that we usually bring it back every fall. So people have been told that, but people are always welcome to write to me and I can give them options of places where they can find affordable spay and neuter services in the meantime. Whether that's going to spay and neuter, Animal Kind, Columbia Green, Mohawk Hudson has some deals, and also some places in Schenectady, but I'm always happy to give people, put people in the right direction so that they're not paying $400 or $500 to spay or neuter their cats. So, and that's it.
Thank you. Okay, you said there was no report for assessment. Okay. Audit and budget. I don't have a report. We'll have one at the next meeting. Building, grounds, and recycling. Hi, Michelle.
Town of New Baltimore Recycling Center monthly report for February 2026. Dates covered are January 28th, 2026 to February 23rd, 2026. 60-gallon bags of plastic, no hard plastics, 8 bags. Bundles of magazines and phone books, 5. Bags and bundles of newspaper, 26. Boxes and bundles of cardboard, 57. And that is the entirety of that report.
Thank you. Code enforcement officer.
Okay, this is a summarization of code enforcement officer activities for February 2026. There were 30 building inspections. There were 7 new building permit applications received. There were 3 total building permits issued. There was 1 demolition permit issued. There were 6 certificates of compliance issued, 1 certificate of occupancy issued, 6 building permit renewals sent. Building permits renewals received were 2. There was 1 complaint site visit, and there are 194 open building permits at this time. Building department fees for January 27, 2026 through February 19th, 2026 is $1,634.47. Total fees for the year to date is $4,794.87. Respectfully submitted, Alan Jordan, CEO, and Vince Hale, CEO.
Thank you. Okay, communications.
I don't have a formal report tonight. I think I'm gonna speak with my cohorts, and we're probably going to give you more information next month at the next work meeting. We're doing research into a number of different avenues that we hope we might be able to explore to provide more communications outreach to the people in town. But we'll talk more about that next month, once we have our ducks in a row, as it were. So, report.
Did you see the email from Michelle Storm about emails?
Addresses.
Yeah, email addresses.
I didn't see anything, no.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've been looking a lot into that with some different softwares and things of that nature. We talked a little bit with ITS about that as well today. So it's something that, we definitely have on our mind, and how
Right.
to do that and make that
And
happen.
we can discuss with members of the technology committee, because we have a lot of overlap, obviously, between
Right.
communications and technology.
So this would be about like, if somebody wanted to be on a list of people to get notifications about something, we were worried about protecting people's emails and their privacy. And,
There was a court case that was decided like today.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge issue, everybody we talk to try
Talk
to,
to-
I mean, you usually have to ask the person to give their,
Right.
they have to opt in.
You have to opt in.
But, and actually that is something that was done at the State Health Department, and that worked pretty well, as long as people understood that, they had,
Yeah.
and as long as you also promise that you're not gonna be flooding them with, wasteful things.
I think we've all had that wonderful opportunity to try to unsubscribe to a lot of stuff that we want, that we've never wanted to begin with, and how did you get me? So,
But I
this would
think,
be the opposite of doing that, to have people opt in and accept getting communications, rather than just having them sent to your inbox whether you want them or not.
and I think, kind of that Janet mentioned, the crossover between technology and communication. And we'll talk a little bit more about the website later, but we've also recognized that we don't have a backup for posting on the town Facebook site. And we can't get backup because we don't have an administrator at this point in time. Previously, Jeff and Barb were both able to, so there was a backup, but right now, we just have one person, Barb. So one thing we have discussed is to create a whole new Town of New Baltimore Facebook page. And we would then give multiple people, so we have that backup in case we need to really get some, we want to get messages out in as many ways as possible that different people use, because some people don't use Facebook, some people use the website, it varies. So we want to really take all the ways we can. And so that's something we're going to do, and we would probably we would post information about that everywhere. And on the current website, we would post a sign that gives them direction to the new Town of New Baltimore Facebook page.
Right.
So that's
Good.
something, and it's we'd have to go to Facebook to actually have them decommission the existing one, because an administrator can do it themselves easily, discontinue it, but without an administrator, Facebook would have to help us decommission that site. And we can post the new one anytime we're ready.
I don't know how, I guess an administrator could do it easily, but they still archive them, like people could still see it. So you're, when you get this new Facebook page, it's still gonna have to have like a different, it's gonna have to say like official, or it's gonna have to have
Right.
somewhat
You can
different
give it a new
title.
title.
And we could,
Yeah.
work to retain anything that, was necessary.
Yeah.
So that would be good to do.
So, having tried to change my password on Facebook, it seems like the weak link here is, Facebook.
Facebook, yeah. It's not an easy process to do it. It will take time, and that's why we just say that, on the current one, we could post that this is no longer and give direction to the name and what the new site, what the new Facebook page will be. So people go there, they'll know where to go to get the current updates. And like I said, we'll just publicize it wherever we can, that's the new page to
Right.
use.
And it'll include a lot of the information that's on the website now for folks who don't generally go to the website, but who may be more involved in using Facebook and other social media. So you can get your agendas there and
Instagram.
notices.
Yes.
Yes, Instagram.
Threads.
That's yours, not mine.
Another popular one is Threads. Yeah.
I
No
never even
TikTok.
heard of it.
No TikTok.
Never go away, they only increase them.
Okay.
That would be me. The court report. To New Baltimore Town Board from Honorable James W. Huff, Honorable Anthony C. Consul, subject monthly town court report, February 25th, 2026. The following is the Town of New Baltimore Court monthly report for January 2026. Total January monies received was $22,112. Of that, Honorable James W. Huff, $12,474. Honorable Anthony C. Consul, $9,638. Total 2026 monies received as of January, $22,112. Total new cases received, 116. State Comptroller's report for December 2025. State portion, $13,346. County portion, $785. Town portion, $7,708.
Okay, thank you. I actually have January through December of 2025.
Mm-hmm.
I have for Judge Huff, 85,700. For Judge Consul, 83,480. For a total of 169,180. The state share is 100,414. County share was 2,675. The town share was 65,698. Other 393. For the total of 169,180.
Thank you. Barb, if you think about it, would you leave a copy of that in my mailbox?
Yeah, I just did it right before I came.
Oh, great, thank you.
I'll try, because
We haven't got it yet in the court.
Jess's computer was down, so.
Oh, yeah, it's no biggie, I just want to look at, what happened over the entire year. Seeing as the state gets so much more of our money
They
than we
always have.
ever do.
They always have. Okay, fire and EMS. Total calls for Medway Grapeville for the month of January was 12 calls. 2 of them were fire, 7 EMS, and 3 mutual aid. Cornell and Ladder, total calls is 28 for the month of January. They had 9 fire calls and 19 EMS calls. Can you send me a copy of that for the, yeah? Sure. Mhm. Okay. Economic development.
Just will mention on grants that, as you know, we had worked on the Complete Street projects last year, and we were told at that time by DOT that we should wait till the a grant that they call TAP would come out, and apply for that, and then that they would also supplement that so that there would be about 95 to 100% coverage for the costs of any of the complete street work that we finally decided to do. There'll be more discussions of that with the townspeople. But when we looked at the TAP application, and I went online to fill it out and listen to some of the webinars, it was clear that the TAP would not pay. There had been a change in what TAP would pay for. So we had discussed it back again with DOT, and I'm trying to work with them again, still more on that, but they are recommending what they call a TIP grant, which would make it more like a DOT project. And that funding has not come out yet. So we're waiting to have another meeting with DOT. Once we get that meeting, then I believe we'll call another public session to talk more through the actual items we want to include in that project work, and work it out with the townspeople through however many conversations we need to have.
What's the time frame on the TIP?
That's what I'm waiting for, is when they're gonna release the TIP application.
Do they have like a normal, like,
No.
schedule? No.
I've
Okay.
been tracking it. It's because it is more related to DOT projects work itself. So I've got calls into about 5 people to try to get more follow-up from DOT, but there's more I'll be talking about with DOT in a minute or two. So a lot going on there.
That reminds me, I gotta talk to Alan about the hole on 9W at the end of New Baltimore Road.
The crater.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's huge. I'm just saying, it's dangerous, and it's not in our road, but it's right at the end of our road.
It is.
Yeah, it's a manhole that is sinking into the road.
Yeah, they have one that's been at the Empire State Plaza approach into the parking garages that's been there so long that they call it the swimming pool.
Oh, jeez. Okay. The only thing that I have for insurance is that I've spoke to the Reese Group. We're working on renewal. I found out, who handles the benefit plan. Thank you, Kim, for doing this. So I've been in touch with, Marshall and Sterling as well. And I'm just waiting for the renewal so that we can make sure that, everything is up to snuff for the next year. Personnel.
Not much to report on right now. David and I have been meeting, but we haven't met again with any of the personnel lately. I think we'll have more soon. I think the biggest thing to report is that I'm making less mistakes on payroll every time I do it. And that I spoke to Bonnie on the phone yesterday, and she's happy with the cover sheet that we sent to her with everybody's hours on it. Apparently she has shared it with other people in the office, so I'm gonna take that as a good sign.
Mhm.
Now, I could say this and then people could get paid on Friday and tell me I screwed up. So, I guess we'll find out when that comes, but, that's where we stand right now.
Thank you. Planning and Building Department.
Robbie, do you want to read yours?
Sure. Two-pager. 7 o'clock.
The planning board report for February 18th, 2025, the planning board met. I'm sorry. just got that wrong. Okay. Planning board met on February 12th, 2026. I don't know why this. Conduct the following business. Francis Aaron's minor subdivision, a public hearing was held and all required certified mail notifications were confirmed. No members of the public offered comment. The resolution for the 2-lot minor subdivision, Old State Road, was read aloud and approved. Maps were stamped and signed for filing with the Green County Clerk. Lloyd Simpson minor subdivision, a public hearing was held and certified mail notifications were confirmed. The board discussed boundary lines and deed easements and corrected acreage requirements with the applicant and neighboring property owners. Action on resolution was deferred pending submission of corrected maps. Absolute Fire Protection LLC special use permit. Public hearing was held, all required meetings, mailings were confirmed. The applicant, represented by Jordan Newton, presented business and staffing information. No public comments were received. The board noted that a special use permit is required for office use in the industrial zone. And the building permit application remains under review. Resolution action was deferred pending county planning board comments under general municipal law 239. Peter Gagan, minor subdivision, the board reviewed, revised maps were reviewed showing the second lot as a flag lot and the first lot with a proposed driveway. The board advised completion of an agricultural data statement and clarification of easements that should be included in the updated deeds. Part 2 of the short EAF form was completed. Public hearing was scheduled for March 12, 2026 at 7 p.m. And the applicant was provided a certified mailing list for notification. Nance Palmetier special use site plan permit. The board reviewed the application for a part-time non-commercial automotive use in an existing garage. The applicant was advised to submit a site plan showing building location, setbacks, and parking configurations. Part 2 of the short EAF.
Oh, please.
Thank you.
We all know.
Part 2 of the short EAF form was completed. A public hearing was scheduled for March 12, 2026 at 7 p.m. The applicant was provided a certified mailing list for notification. The application fee was collected. Roberts Hill Road, commercial vehicles discussed. The board addressed concerns regarding noise and truck traffic. It was confirmed the property in question is residential within a commercial zoning district. The landowner has expressed intention to relocate commercial vehicles to another property outside. Kima gas station convenience stores. The board reviewed the final memorandum from the town engineer. All items in the memo were addressed in the June 2025 resolution. Clerk confirmed the applicant's engineer has been advised to comply with conditions prior to issuance of a building permit. Site plan approval is valid for 1 year, after which a renewal request is required. The building permit has not been issued. The board approved the January 8, 2026 planning board meeting adjourned at 8:47. Bennett and Kara.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rob, the fire one, that's, where Teen Challenge used to be?
Correct. In the office space.
Yeah, it's a good location.
Works for that.
I think they've outgrown their other ones, so.
Yeah.
Looking to expand. Oh, so you guys have Rich Hummel.
What do you want to do?
Oh, yeah.
And, Chief, first Michelle's son. So you want to go back to?
This is zoning, this is wastewater. So, seniors, technology, veterans. Wastewater, and then.
Absolutely.
Is that a whole thing?
That's okay. Seniors,
Nothing Not for today.
got it. Technology and website.
I have a short report. So this is from the Technology and Website Committee, with me being the author. If I may, I just wanted to say that the town's website and the town's administrative software are not even close to the town's biggest expense. But I'd like to point out that with planning in the right town software, the town has an opportunity to polish its image and reduce labor. So I've looked at, Deborah and I have looked at the following issues in the last 2 weeks since the last meeting. I did a survey of website solutions used by the neighboring communities in order to obtain a better understanding, since I'm new to this business, a better understanding of solutions to identify contacts in local government with expertise and to get a sense of what the price points are for website software. Then another thing that we've been working on is the town website. The town website is approaching its end of life. It's currently using Joomla version 3, and Microsoft is no longer supporting version 3 on its servers that are running version 7 and 8 software. So there's no security on our current website, and it actually, this problem with the servers started in 23. So it's been a long-standing problem with the town and the support of the town website. We can't do security updates and bug fixes. So yeah, we got a problem. It's so we've been looking into it. Was a question raised at the last meeting regarding requirements imposed by compliance with the new ADA requirements for smaller towns starting in April of 2027. So it's not an immediate concern. Then finally, there's been struggling to obtain access to the town website for the usual things, uploading documents such as meeting agenda, modifying information such as the names of town officers, and uploading news alerts such as the time and place of upcoming meetings. So that's been pressing on us. This survey I made of the local website solutions will be available upon request to those in the community. The firm ITS, this is regarding the website problem. The firm ITS, the town's current website provider, will work with New Baltimore to update the town's website to Joomla version 6 on servers running Microsoft I2S software versions 10 and 11. So we're going to update the software supporting the town website. At the least, while we're doing this update, some improvements to the website's design and functionality will be made with the upgrade. For instance, we could change the color used for the website and the ordering of some of the text. And then additional website improvements are being discussed and evaluated and will be reported and will be voted on in future town meetings. So there's more that we can do. We have to sit down with ITS and work out the cost and effort required for those solutions. The town's response to the new ADA requirements will be made at a later date once solutions for minimal compliance are established. Minimal compliance seems to be an avenue for us, but we have to have it worked out. Finally, this morning, working with ITS, Deborah and I are both members of the town council, obviously, obtained access to the town website. And I just want to say, Barbara, you still have access to for your work.
Yeah, and to that point, so yeah, we will be making some minor things that will help with the ADA compliance, the colors or text size and things of that nature. But we realized and we've heard some issues about the posting this past time of the agenda on time. And so that's something that we are correcting. It was our fault to not know that there wasn't a backup and Barb was on vacation as she deserves to be. So,
Actually, I had my computer with me,
okay.
which I could get it, it was not allowing me to.
But you're still allowed to be.
Yeah, on vacation.
Yeah, right.
Well, it was a working vacation, no, I'm not allowed to be on vacation.
Yeah, well,
Okay,
you are.
I could get access, I tried, but
Okay, so, to make that correction,
the
as Dave
password was not
said,
working.
we now have multiple people who can access the website and cover for each other if somebody's not available or able to do that. And, we won't let that happen again.
Did you say your password's not working?
Yeah, the password was not.
I had trouble with mine after I set it this morning, and then I got blocked because I kept trying.
Yeah, I kept trying.
And they had to search for my IP address to unblock me. And finally they did. I used the same password again and I got in again. So I had the exact same problem.
I was able to put it on, but I had promised April I would put on her 7 things first.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
her agenda is,
Right.
there is a meeting next week, her
Yeah.
3 public hearing notices, her.
Yeah.
So.
and I think it helps just with the work, more people can help to do stuff. So I think that's a good thing.
I do too.
Dave, can I ask a couple questions? One, are we sticking with Joomla because that's the best content management system for our needs at the best price, or we're just running out of time?
We're, that is a harder question to answer because there are many issues in the response.
It's a Band-Aid.
Yeah, but
That's the
it's,
answer.
Yeah,
yeah,
running out of time.
This is temporary.
Yeah.
we've got to do something now, and it's gonna take time to implement what we're doing now, with ITS. In the longer, term, that's open for discussion, and also opens up the discussion to what software we need in the town, to make things work better here. And then, of course, there's the cost benefit of that software, which we have to evaluate.
Yeah, and having worked on website redesign, a major one in my past job, it takes time and it's also a good and important thing to get user input. So, feedback from the townspeople would certainly be something that we'd also like to hear so to try to rush it or would be not a good approach to do it at this time.
And I happen to like the people at ITS, and respect the fact that they're a local company.
They primarily work with Joomla.
Yeah, they're using, well, they have, it's a small, it's not that
WordPress.
big a company. There's one guy at ITS, Jeffrey Bolcom, that's using, doing the web development as near as I can tell. And he's using Joomla because it's probably a good tool for quick website development for him. So anyway, regarding ITS, we have had in this town a relationship with the ITS, and we have to be careful how we go ahead.
They actually are a bigger firm. They have offices out in Boston and so they're bigger, that they are affiliated with a larger firm.
The software it is what it is. We're just trying to keep it afloat until we can actually
Take
maybe
the time
change to
yeah.
something else. This is just to bring it up so it won't get shut down in 3
Yeah,
months.
because it would.
Yeah,
be-
that way, yeah.
That's all it is.
So anyway, it's interesting hearing.
Honestly,
Michelle-
Joomla doesn't matter to me because you could say peanut butter and it has no meaning
So,
at all.
Well, yeah, so to be clear, I wasn't even bringing ITS into it, except the extent to which they maybe only work with one content management system.
so
I don't think that's it either. I think they do work with WordPress and other kinds of things. So I think we have some options once we go forward. But as Dave said, we're looking at a lot of different other options
just
too.
keep the town's website working first.
Yep.
And then, because you were worried about the ADA requirements,
Yeah, that was my
Fortunately,
second question. I'm
We have
shocked to
until
learn we
April.
had that much time.
April 2027.
Is that a state or federal law that shields towns?
It's because we're a
It's a small
smaller
town,
community.
yeah.
It has to do with our population.
Just small businesses are vulnerable to that. They don't get any special shielding based on number of employees or anything like that. So I wasn't aware of that, so that's great to know.
It's good to know.
Yeah,
And we can take some steps with, color and other, some options to, have better,
yeah, so
Contrast
as
and-
they update us from 3 to 6 to 7, whatever the hell is
six,
going on.
yeah.
There's numbers involved. They can impose at least some template changes
Yeah.
to give us some more contrast on the site and, just adjust some of the background, the size of the fonts, things like that, just to increase overall accessibility in terms of visual and that sort of thing. But nothing huge would be changing. It's just to kind of keep things going until a bigger decision can be made. down the
That's
road.
more than a year is an eternity to get that done.
Yeah.
That's great news.
So, anyway, the town has, got a wealth of expertise. We're lucky, to have Michelle and Deborah's experience. The town of Athens, no, the town of Catskill is using the developer that lives on Route 26. It's, I would love it if someone asked for my summary of what the local towns are doing. It's really interesting. There's lots of potential out there for solutions.
Thank you, Ruth. Veterans and Memorials.
Okay. We're starting to work now on the Veterans Breakfast, which is going to be held on March 4th at Cornell Hilton Ladder Firehouse. We're in the planning stages of that now and hope to get the invitations out soon. I expect it'll be from 1 to 3, but I'll have to see what was done in the past. I'll have to look to see.
You said breakfast?
Oh, I'm sorry, luncheon, Veterans Luncheon,
I was confused.
March 4th.
So was I. I know we could sleep in, but I thought that might be a little bit late for breakfast.
Nope. Luncheon.
March
So we're working on that.
March
22nd.
March 4th.
22nd, right?
22nd.
Oh my God in heaven, pardon my French.
I was really
March
confused.
22nd.
That's when the firehouse is going to Yeah.
Obviously, I've been testing the mimosas before the breakfast. March 22nd. I don't know where March 4th came from.
You might have read the zoning board.
It's entirely possible. But anyway, we will get out accurate information about the Veterans Luncheon at the firehouse on March 22nd.
Okay, wastewater treatment.
So, wastewater treatment, we have a resolution and, we needed to update forms because the forms were buried in the back of a file cabinet and not up to date or anything like that nature. We also updated some, of our, fees for permits for different, types of work. So, I'm going to read the resolution. If there's discussion, we can go through there. So this is a resolution to update sewer, residential, and commercial permit forms and fee schedule. Whereas the town of New Baltimore adopted a revised fee schedule by resolution 37-2022 on January 1st, 2022. Whereas the town of New Baltimore wastewater treatment plant, WWTP, chief plant operator has indicated that the aforementioned fee schedule had not included a review and update to an appropriate fee schedule for permits related to the creation of new residential and new commercial sewer connections. Whereas the wastewater treatment plant, WWT, chief plant operator has therefore requested the following updates be made to the fee schedule to appropriately reflect the work required of WWTP staff on working on such permits. And so for a residential septic systems, which is not a connection of a line, is $250 for the permit. Septic system replacement or repair is $250 for the permit. The hookup of a residential sewer to a town sewer district is $250 for the permit. Commercial sewer hookup on site system up to 1,000 gallons per day is $250. Commercial sewer hookup on site system over 1,000 gallons, but less than or equal to 2,000 gallons per day. Anything other than owner occupied 1 or 2 family residential dwellings, $300 for the permit. Commercial on-site system over 2,000 gallons per day. Anything other than owner occupied 1 or 2 family residential dwelling is $350. And hookup and inspection of the completed work. So once the lines are put in, at that point, before the lines are buried, the sewer plant operator must go down and review and inspect them to make sure there's been no damage of any time. Whereas the WWTP forms had not been updated in a number of years to include the collection of additional necessary information, provision of instructions, contact information for applicants, and inclusion of the updated fee schedules, the WWTP Chief Plant Operator has requested that the updated fee schedule and updated permit forms be posted on the Town of New Baltimore website for viewing and download, as being made available and also being made available for pickup at the town hall desk. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the Town of New Baltimore approves the changes to the schedule of permit fees and permit forms for residential and commercial sewer line connections, and will replace the old forms and fee schedule on the town website with these newly adopted forms and fee schedule. Any discussion?
So Lou was involved in putting up with this information.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, we spoke through it. We had made a resolution of this type late last year, and the town board had given several suggestions to improving the forms, information that should be added to the forms and of that nature. And so we also we had proposed at that time to do fillable forms, and we're not doing that at this time. So, yeah, we've had some conversation with everybody on this process.
When you say fillable, you mean like a fillable PDF?
Like a fillable PDF.
And that's just because we don't have the technology
Yeah, we
to
did-
support that.
Yeah, right now, we wanted to get them up there because we already have some residents who want to do this. And we thought as we talk through this technology and all of that, we can talk more about a fillable form, work out a process for them being received and processed through, with the signatures that need to be done and everything like that. So, if no other questions or discussion, I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, everybody, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Thank you.
I don't have anything for the
Nothing for water, youth parks and recreation.
Not in this weather.
No sledding down your hill?
Snowshoeing. Zoning Board of Appeals.
I guess that's me, isn't it?
Danny,
Danny?
Yes, you're the chair.
Danny, I thought it was the chair. Oh, no. I can't remember.
I think.
Oh, don't ask me, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
the-
you
I
do
think
it.
I'm-
don't listen to
So now, I've got to find the document to read. Thank you. So, this is, a report on the zoning board of appeals, a monthly report, from, Brad Jordan. The zoning board of appeals met on February 4th, 2026, in which the following business was transacted. A public hearing was held for the use variance application submitted by Schultz Farm and Properties LLC for property located at 161 Scheller Park Road. Correspondence from neighboring property owners was acknowledged and entered into the record. Public comment was received both in favor of and in opposition to the application, primarily concerning business operations and potential noise impacts. Following the close of the public hearing, the board discussed the history and zoning of the property. No decision was made, and the matter was left pending resolution at a future meeting. The board reviewed the area variance application submitted by Randy Lent regarding a front yard setback deficiency. The application was accepted. Part 2 of the short environmental assessment form was completed, and a negative declaration was issued for the purpose of SEQRA. A public hearing was scheduled for March the 4th, 2026 at 7 p.m. and the applicant was advised of the required public hearing notification. The January 7th, 2026 monthly meeting minutes were approved. The board received a deferral from the building department regarding the potential variance application and discussed procedural requirements, including survey submission and hardship criteria. The board noted that relocation of the structure may be an alternative if feasible. The meeting was adjourned at 7:39 p.m.
Thank you, Dave. That's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so this, we're doing two, resolutions a little bit out of order, but, this is resolution 54-2026. This is a resolution for the town of New Baltimore to establish a special committee for the review and update of the town's comprehensive plan and zoning, code. Whereas the town of New Baltimore's comprehensive plan was last updated in 2016, and its zoning code was amended by local law number 4 and adopted by the town board on November 14th, 2016. Whereas the generally recommended frequency for updating the comprehensive plan is every 5 to 7 years in order to assure it is up to date with respect to changes in the economy and population of the town, opportunities for enhancement and long-term maintenance of town resources, infrastructure, culture, and character. Whereas the town of New Baltimore code and ordinances should stay up to date and in alignment with the comprehensive plan. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of New Baltimore shall establish and convene a special committee composed of representatives from the town, representatives of the town, the public, planning and zoning boards, building department, members of the community, with the task of reviewing and revising the town's comprehensive plan and zoning code. Any discussion?
How long do you have what's the window on this?
Well, it takes a while. The comprehensive plan update took about 1.5 to 2 years, the last time when it was done in 2016. And I'm sure that the zoning code will also be at that same time. I think probably some of it can be done concurrently as the comprehensive plan is updated, but these are things that need to be discussed. Once we convene the board, we will, talk about that order of how we would review it. But again, as is noted, that the town's comprehensive plan kind of leads what the actions further down in the code. So I think that that's, again, something that we will convene the committee. I think we'll put out notices for people to join. People who saw the agenda online, a couple of people have already stepped up and said, I'd be interested. So people would have to obviously submit their experience and their background. But we do definitely absolutely want members from the community as well as from our boards with their expertise to weigh in on it all. So I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed.
So will there be another resolution naming
people
I-
or?
Yeah, I
Okay,
think.
so
we've
if someone
already-
calls me, I will refer it, but
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, let us know, and then we'll make that decision and then we'll
I sure
go.
will.
Thank you. Okay.
Send all emails to Deb Sutherland.
You can. I'll let you do that. I think it'll be good. I think a lot of people have asked about it, talked about it, and I think it'll be a good thing. Okay, so this is actually resolution number 52-2026, and this is related to, Complete Streets, study. And I will, actually, before I read the resolution, I would like to speak about, a little bit about something about truck traffic, which has always been an issue. And I don't know how many people saw the, the News Herald from last week, I believe it was. Yeah, the 19th, from the 19th. And so, as you know, along with the feedback we've heard from the townspeople on the Complete Streets study, there's just a continuous worry and impact of truck traffic in the area of 144. The hamlet is actually, there's supposed to be a restricted area for truck traffic. I've talked with Nick Laraway from Carver Industries. He's aware of that, and the issue is that DOT had said that they had to revise some software which issues the route that these trucks are supposed to take. And it's been like almost a year now, and they have not been able to make that revision. In the meantime, I've spoken a lot with the supervisor of the town of Queens, and as you know, they are also experiencing the same issues with truck traffic as we are, to a terrible extent, and even the town of Selkirk. So, if we were to finally get DOT to restrict the traffic in New Baltimore, then the trucks would not be able to move south, and it would only severely increase the impact on these other towns. And so we decided that to have the towns work together and in a strong position would make just give us a stronger opportunity to talk to DOT about it. And so we actually met with Senator Fahey on February 12th and explained the situation that the towns are experiencing. And she understood. If you read this article, there are some proposed routes. There's always, for a long time, been a proposal for a new thruway exit. That would be, I think, to some extent, most people feel cost prohibitive. And actually, there's federal law that might not even allow that to serve a given commercial entity. But there are other opportunities to deal with this problem. There was at one point DOT had DEC actually, when they were putting in the discussion about the windmills. That's not the right name. Windmills for air, for electric power. I'm brain dead. And there was a discussion by DEC that the recommendation would be to direct the traffic north rather than come south, both through Queens and Ravenna and New Baltimore. And so that was their strong recommendation, but DOT denied it because of their concern that there would be an overload at the exit 22 exit. So a lot of stuff has gone on for a lot of years, a long time. And so Senator Fahey signed her staff and to speak with DOT, and we will be having a meeting at some point with DOT. Similarly, I'm going to be reaching out to Senator Hinchey because I think that what DOT needs to hear is that this isn't just a one town. This is a kind of a comprehensive issue in a region, so to speak, where it's multiple towns being affected by the same thing, not just isolated, problems. And I think that Senator Fahey understood, and I'm hoping that we'll continue this discussion and come up with, because there are valid and good solutions that aren't going to cost $50 million either. So those are the things that we're trying to talk with DOT about. related to that, so that, I wanted to give that update, but the other thing is with the Complete Streets study, I'm going to read the resolution that we have. This is related to our contract that DOT had said they would pay 100% of it. We would be able to be reimbursed for 100% of that cost. So this resolution is to sign the Equal Opportunity Employment Policy Statement that is required by the New York State Comptroller for all contracts pertaining to minority and women-owned businesses, enterprises, and service-disabled veteran-owned businesses. Whereas the town of New Baltimore signed a state and local agreement with the New York State Department of Transportation and a contract with MJ Engineering to conduct a traffic study of Route 144, extending from the boundary line between the town of New Baltimore and the town of Clemens and Gill Road in the town of New Baltimore. Whereas New York State DOT agreed to reimburse the town of New Baltimore for 100% of all costs related to the aforementioned traffic study. Whereas MJ Engineering has billed the town of New Baltimore for contracted work it has completed to date, the New York State DOT is submitting all state and local agreement documents to the New York State Comptroller to approve reimbursement to the town, including the aforementioned Equal Opportunity Employment Policy Statement, which defines the equal opportunity goals to which the town shall adhere. Now therefore be it resolved that the aforementioned policy statement will be signed by Town of New Baltimore Supervisor Denise Tabor as the representative of the municipality, and Appendix B of the policy statement will be signed by Deputy Supervisor Michelle Stefanik as the chair of the town's Personnel Committee. So any discussion or questions, open to the public to ask a question if they would like to.
So this is a requirement in order to move forward to get our money.
Exactly. And quite honestly, MJ Engineering is not a certified organization from New York State, so they're actually not required, and they were told so at the beginning of the study. But what happened was, during the course of the time that we were working on the study and trying then to get repaid, DOT had what has been described to me as management internal issues. And so the contracts were not handled properly. And so we're going back now. I keep getting documents that we have to sign. We did in December or November, I think it was, a resolution. We had to sign a new state-local agreement. We did a resolution. And I called them a couple of weeks ago to say, okay, we gave you this documentation, which they said they didn't have. I spoke to Barbara about that, which they found. And so I called to find out what our progress was. And I was told that we now have to sign this agreement, even though the likelihood is that this doesn't apply to our study because of MJ Engineering is not a certified organization. And I spoke to them again today. They just said, get this signed so we have it. And so that's the purpose of this document now.
So Deborah, it sounds like you're talking about an equal opportunity employment policy statement that would be signed by.
Exactly, that's the name of it, the
That's
policy
the whole thing
statement.
here.
Exactly,
Wow.
exactly. So,
It's not one we create, it's one that the
the
state gives
state,
us.
Yeah, sure.
That's all.
and the controller's office, it's really from through the controller's office. So we're going to sign it, submit it to DOT, and they have assured me again today that they will push it through. They've acknowledged their delay on doing this. And so that's where we are.
Thanks, Deb.
Thank you. So I'll make a motion.
I guess I'll second the motion.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
We have about 5 minutes of the tape, so.
Okay,
Sorry.
It's up to you now, Bart, I think, anyway.
Does anybody have any public comments? This is the second part of the meeting, no? Okay.
Good luck with DOT.
They know my name.
You know, sounds like a voice of experience back there.
Okay, resolution 2026, February 25th, 2026. Resolution to authorize supervisor to pay audited claims, whereas the town clerk has presented claims to the town board for audit and review, and whereas the town board has audited claims 2026B-02-01 to 2026B-02-32, it is resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized to pay claims 2026B-2-01 to 2026B-02-32. And be it further resolved that the town clerk will prepare an abstract and hold it for public review until March 31st, 2026. Fix that. Any discussion? Can I make a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
General, $16,815. Highway, $6,731.15. Sewer bond, $55,230.18. Sewer two, $438.29. Total, $79,214.62.
Thank you. Upcoming meetings are as follows. Zoning Board of Appeals, March 4th, 2026. Town Board regular meeting, March 9th, 2026. Planning Board meeting, March 12th, 2026. And the Town Board work meeting, March 23rd, 2026. And I just need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second the motion.
You gotta
Just
sing it if you're
Motown?
gonna say that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
Aye.
All set.
I knew I was gonna do that.
Every time.
I'm gonna do it every
You know,
time.
if you don't do it, I'm going to think
It's
I'm
hard not
disappointed.
to, it's hard not to do it.
Yeah.
So. Regarding.
Oh, yeah, no worries. Oh, yeah.
I know.